The infamous 12-volt high-power connector is no more and is being replaced with something hopefully less flammable. I'm Jacob, this is TechLinked, and this is justice. As the 16-pin connector has been responsible for so many melts, it should be working at a sandwich shop. But according to Igor's lab, future GPU owners will not need to fear it, as PCI-SIG, the organization responsible for specifying the PCIe standard, gave Igor an excerpt of a new specification that will replace the 12-volt high power with a new connector. Called 12-volt 2x6, the new connector should be compatible with 12-volt high-power headers since the specifications don't list any new header changes, and the 12-volt 2x6 connectors will use the same 12 power rails and 4 sense pins. One of the major changes is that the 12-volt 2x6's pins are set further back in the plug, based on the radical idea that electricity should only flow from the cable if it is fully inserted into your GPU. Another interesting change is this connector will support cards up to 675 watts, which is 75 watts higher than the original 16-pin connector. And you know Nvidia is frothing at the bit to make an even larger graphics card to suck up even more power. Brace yourselves. The achoncalypse is nigh. Google has been accused of misleading advertisers about their TrueView in-stream ads, according to advertising research firm Adalytics. You've probably seen TrueView ads at some point. They're the ones you can skip after 5 seconds. And that's important because advertisers are only supposed to be charged for TrueView ads if a customer watches 30 seconds of the ad, or the whole ad if it's shorter than that, and the video must be playing audio. The ads must also be in-stream, which means that they play before, during, or after video content, or whenever your mom needs a life in Candy Crush. I assume that's how it works. I haven't played Candy Crush in years. However, Adalytics found that 42 to 75% of TrueView ad spend was allocated to ads that did not meet Google's claimed standards. Many advertisers Adalytics reached out to were surprised to learn their ads were allegedly muted and autoplaying on niche third-party websites or, and I quote, foreign-developed Android mobile gaming apps for toddlers. You know, toddlers, famous for their vast expendable income and ability to speak good. In a blog post, Google's director of global video solutions said the report made extreme inaccurate claims, and that over 90% of ads on Google Video Partners are visible to people across the web, which notably doesn't mean anyone saw them. And Adalytics actually points out that not once in the blog post was sound mentioned, which is a big part of how many people experience ads and also the world. And speaking of Google, there's been a strange succession of pixel leaks over the last week, and some of them make sense, but others? Just today, pictures of the Pixel 8 Pro were posted to Reddit, and like a pair of tight jeans, they leave little to the imagination. The photos match older leaked renders showing a flat screen, which is nice for people like me who use screen protectors. Why do you make curved screens? I hate it. Mark, have you ever used the screen protectors on a curved screen? They're terrible. They're awful. They're just these thin, like plastic polymers that they tear and rip. They do nothing.
Spray on.
That's even worse. Oh, and according to a leaker with an aggressively Polish name, Kamila Wojciechowska, I hope that's right. The 8 and 8 Pro will have larger batteries and support charging speeds that are 4 watts faster than last gen, and the phones will also support the newer Wi-Fi 7 standard. That's all great, but what I don't fully understand is why the Pixel 8 series will support USB DisplayPort alternate mode, according to a source inside Google. Google could be taking pointers from the convergence idea from a decade ago, where phone manufacturers wanted them to become desktop computers. Now, it'll be fantastic that they can make this work, but based on my experience with my Pixel this summer, I'm expecting a Chromebook that will shut itself off after being in direct sunlight for 10 minutes. Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Vessi. It's summer and don't it feel good? Hey, all right now. It can feel even better when the mail carrier knocks on your door with a new pair of Vessis. You'll be walking on sunshine, whoa, in no time with their Boardwalk slip-on sneakers. They're designed to let sweat and heat escape and be easy to put on and take off. Your feet will be sure to love them, and of course, the Boardwalks are made with the same Dymatex technology that Vessi claims is 100% waterproof. Check out the Vessi Boardwalk and other styles at vessi.com/techlinked and use code TechLinked for 15% off your entire order. What are Quick Bits? They're an icon. They're a moment. They're 5 shorter stories that follow the 3 main stories of every episode. There you go, that's for you. Now you know. Google, the company I was just talking about earlier, has decided they want to use everyone's data to train their AIs. And not just on their platforms, any publicly accessible sources to help train Google's AI models. I mean, it makes sense. I'm honestly just surprised they put it in writing in their privacy policy. Maybe they wanted to finally do something that OpenAI didn't do first. Multiple third-party Reddit apps shut down over the weekend due to the API changes taking effect, while Relay and Now for Reddit have decided to switch to a subscription model. Yet the drama still isn't over, as the moderators for r/blind, who are, fun fact, visually impaired, allege that Reddit has made it impossible for them to actually moderate. The more accessible Red Reader app is apparently impossible to log into for them, but admin seems to be ignoring them when they ask questions. Hey Reddit, maybe you should observe how much you're blowing it? Mark Gurman teased several new Apple monitors in his subscribers-only newsletter, including one with an onboard iOS chip that can be used as a smart home display when your Mac is idle. To give you an idea of what that might look like, picture a computer monitor, now picture a smart home display, and now picture a gaping hole in your savings account. There it is. Valve has issued a rare statement after they were accused by a developer named Simon Carless of rejecting games with AI-generated assets from Steam. Basically, they said their review process is a reflection of current copyright law and policies, which shocked me because I was certain knowing the law would require you to be able to count past 2. It's a Valve can't count past 2 joke. And Twitter decided to institute limits on how many tweets users can read. After the change, journalists were upset to find out that emergency service accounts were not exempt from the rate limit restrictions. And Twitter was probably upset to find out they might have been DDoSing themselves, at least according to one developer. Shortly after they instituted the rate limits, TweetDeck stopped working altogether. I mean, man, why can't Elon have like one nice... Wait, how many companies does he own? Why can't he have 5 nice things? And we hope you'll enjoy a nice thing of tech news this Wednesday when we drop another episode. It won't be a holiday, so we'll have a sidekick, and I won't feel so alone. I mean, Mark's here, but he's behind a camera. I'm all alone.